Hello children, this video class is an initiative of Shiv Jyoti Educational Group. I am Shravya Vyas and I gladly welcome you all to my social science class. So children, today we shall be revising two chapters, chapter 17 Our Culture and Heritage and chapter 18 People Who Made a Difference. So we will first start with chapter 17 Our Culture and Heritage. Points to remember in this chapter are our languages, our clothes, our dance and music, painting, architecture and our festivals. So children, I request all of you to open your textbook page 112, chapter 17 Our Culture and Heritage. I repeat, please open your textbook page 117. Let us quickly summarize this chapter and then we shall proceed to the bookwork and copy work of this chapter. Our first topic is our languages. As of May 2008, there are 22 officially recognized or scheduled languages in India. So, these 22 languages that are officially recognized or scheduled in India are 1 Assamese, 2 Bangla, 3 Bodo, 4 Dogri, 5 Gujarati, 6 Hindi, 7 Kannada, 8 Kashmiri, 9 Konkani, 10 Maithili, 11 Malayalam, 12 Manipuri, 13 Marathi, 14 Nepali, 15 Odia, 16 Punjabi, 17 Sanskrit, 18 Santali, 19 Sindhi, 20 Tamil, 21 Telugu and 22 Urdu. So these are the 22 officially recognized languages in India. So, because Hindi is understood and spoken by the largest number of people in our country, Hindi is the first official language of the government of India and English is the second official language of the Indian government. And one language may be spoken in different ways in different parts of the country. For example, Hindi can be spoken in different ways in different parts of our country. So, these different forms of the same language are known as dialects and each language has its own style of writing known as the script. So, most of the languages in our country are written from left to right. That is, we start writing from the left and proceed to the right side, but Urdu, Sindhi and Kashmiri are written from right to left. That is, Urdu, Sindhi and Kashmiri, we start from the right side and proceed to the left side. Okay, our next topic is our clothes. Different states in our country have different traditional clothes for both men and women. Okay, for women, sari is the most popular traditional cloth and sari is worn in different styles in different states of our country. Salwar kameez is another traditional dress of the women. Gagra is also a traditional dress of women commonly worn in Gujarat, Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh. And among men, dhoti kurta, kurta pajama and lungi shirt are some of the most popular traditional clothes for men. Our next topic is our dance and music. There are two main types of dance and music. You have folk dance and music and you have classical dance of music. So the major classical forms of dance are as follows, that is, each state has their own traditional classical forms of dance. Like Bharatanatyam is the classical dance form of Tamil Nadu, Kathak of Uttar Pradesh, Kathakali of Kerala, Kuchipudi of Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, Manipuri of Manipur, Mohiniyattam of Kerala, Odissi of Odisha and Satriya of Assam. So these were the classical dance form of different states. let us now take a look at some of the popular folk dances of different states. Bhangra is a popular folk dance of Punjab. Bihu is a popular folk dance of Assam. Garba from Gujarat. Ghumar in Rajasthan. Cherro in Mizoram. Kolatam of Tamil Nadu. Yakshagana of Karnataka. So these are some of the popular folk dances of the various states. Let us now come to classical music. Classical music, they were either performed in temples or in the courts of kings. There are two styles of classical music. You have Hindustani music developed in North India and you have Carnatic music developed in South India. And these classical music, they were accompanied by many instruments. Some of these instruments are sitar, sarad, veena, flute, mridangam and tabla. So these are some of the instruments that were accompanied with this classical music. Our next topic is painting. Painting was also inspired either by religion or by rulers. Some of the popular paintings are the wall paintings in Ajanta caves. And these wall paintings in Ajanta caves, they were inspired by Buddhism and it was Buddhist priests who painted these paintings in Ajanta caves. The other popular paintings are miniature paintings, and miniature paintings were made popular in India by the Mughal kings. Okay, let us now talk about architecture. What is architecture? Architecture is nothing but art of building. So architecture was also inspired either by religion or by the invaders. So Buddhism inspired the building of many stupas. So Buddhist type of architecture was known as stupas, and Emperor Ashoka and his successors built the beautiful stupas at Sanchi and Sarnath. You have also Hindu inspiration of architecture like the Kailash temple, the Sun temple at Konark, Meenakshi temple at Madurai, Khajuraho temples in Madhya Pradesh and the Dilwara temple of Mount Abu. These are some of the examples of temples or architecture inspired by the Hindu religion. We also have the Turks or Mughals who brought down their style of architecture when they invaded our country. So some of the examples of the Turkish and Mughal architecture are the Taj Mahal, the Qutub Minar, Red Fort, Jama Masjid and Humayun's tomb are some of the examples of the Turkish or Mughal architecture. The British also brought down this style of architecture to India. Some of the examples of British architecture are the Victoria Memorial in Kolkata, Rashtrapati Bhavan and Parliament House. These are some of the examples of British architecture. Let us now come to our festivals. There are three types of festivals in our country. 1 national days, 2 religious festivals and 3 harvest festivals. And in national days we have Independence Day celebrated on 15th August, Republic Day celebrated on 26th January and Gandhi Jayanti celebrated on 2nd October. And some of the examples of religious festivals are Diwali, Eid, Christmas, Guru Parv, Dashara, Buddha Purnima, Mahavir Jayanti, etc. Now let's come to the third type of festival, that is harvest festival. Examples of harvest festivals are Onam in Kerala, Pongal in Tamil Nadu, Bihu in Assam and Holi in Uttar Pradesh. These are some of the examples of harvest festival. So children, this concludes the summary of this chapter. Let us proceed to the internal questions, bookwork and copywork of this chapter. So let us now come to the internal questions of chapter 17, our culture and heritage. The first question is, name the popular folk dance of Gujarat. You can find the answer in page 114. Answer is Garba. Question 2. From which state did the Worli folk paintings originate? You can find the answer in page 115 and the answer is Maharashtra. So children, I request all of you to open your textbook page 117 and let us go through the bookwork of this chapter. Exercise A, fill in the blanks. 1. Satriya is the classical dance form of Assam. Question 2. The two main types of dance and music in India are folk and classical. Question 3. The two main styles of classical music in India are Hindustani and Carnatic. Question 4. The Mughals introduced the art of miniature paintings. Let us now come to exercise B. Name the following. Question 1. One example of British architecture in India. Victoria Memorial in Kolkata. Question 2. One famous Buddhist stupa. Sanchi Stupa in Sanchi. Question 3. The caves in Maharashtra with the famous 1500-year-old wall paintings. Answer: Ajanta caves. Question 4. Different forms of the same language are called dialects. Children, let us now come to the multiple choice questions in the same page. Question 1. One of the 22 scheduled languages of India is A. Maithili, B. Bihari, C. Jharkhandi, D. None of these, and the correct answer is A. Maithili. Question 2. A language that is written from right to left is A. Nepali, B. Konkani, C. Sindhi and D. Hindi, and the correct option is C. Sindhi. Question 3. The classical dance form of Assam is A. Bihu, B. Satriya, C. Manipuri, D. Ghumar, and the correct answer is B. Satriya. Please take a note, children. Satriya is the classical dance form of Assam and Bihu is the folk dance of Assam. So the correct option is B. Satriya. Question 4. The wall paintings in the Ajanta caves in Maharashtra show the life of A. Krishna, B. Buddha, C. Mahavira and D. Rama, and the correct option is B. Buddha. Question 5. The Rashtrapati Bhavan in New Delhi was built by the A. Mughals, B. Turks, C. British and D. French, and the correct option is C. British. So children, this concludes the bookwork. Let us now proceed to the copy work of this chapter. We'll first start with the definitions. You have two definitions. The first definition is dialects. What are dialects? Different forms of the same language. Second definition is culture. What is culture? Customs, arts, music and dance followed by a group of people. Let us now come to answer the following questions. Question 1. Why was Hindi chosen as the official language of the government of India? Answer. Hindi was chosen as the official language of India as it is understood and spoken by the largest number of people in India. Question 2. Name 3 examples of Mughal architecture in India. Answer. The Taj Mahal, Red Fort and Qutub Minar are examples of Mughal architecture. Question 3. Which languages of India are written from right to left? Answer. Urdu, Sindhi and Kashmiri are the languages written from right to left. Question 4. On which occasions are folk dances performed? Answer. Folk dances are performed on occasions such as marriages, birth of a child, festivals and harvesting of crops. Let us come to the last question. Question 5. Why are harvest festivals celebrated? Name 3 harvest festivals. Answer. Harvest festivals are celebrated to express the joys of the farmers when a crop is harvested. Onam, Pongal and Baisakhi are all harvest festivals.